Appreciate what you have achieved. People talk about their failures and success. People think that they fail most of the time. If you had that thought, you will continue to fail. Just focus on what you have achieved and done. Do not regret about what you did not do. Be happy about what you have done. It doesn't change what you have done, but it changes how you feel. It is important that you feel confident in doing anything. Your mental self is the most powerful and the most destructive. If you believe that you can do things, then you will do things. If you believe that you cannot do things, then you cannot do things. Look at a child or a pet. What happens when you appreciate them for doing something? They start feeling confident and carry on to do more. What happens when you discourage them? They feel sad and regret. That's the first thing that happens when you don't appreciate your success. And that reduces your ability to do anything. And it happens so dramatically, it will transform you into a negative realm. On the other hand, if you started believing that you are an icon of success and can do things, then you will become an icon of success. But how do you do that? You have checklists or task lists. If you don't, then start keeping some. Look at this checklist. It has 6 tasks. 4 are complete, 1 failed, and 1 is pending. There are ways to express this. You can say, I failed in 20% of my tasks. It might be true, but it will hit you hard and make you regret. There's also 1 task pending. You can talk about that as well. You can say, I have 20% of my tasks pending. It might be true, but again, it reinforces you the idea that you keep tasks pending. What about the success part? Why don't we just say, hey, I successfully completed 65% of my tasks? That will give you a positive reinforcement. The fact hasn't changed, but how you interpret the fact will change how you feel about it. It is important that you feel positive, so try to interrupt your success first and make yourself feel positive. If you might have succeeded only in 20% of your tasks, but tell that success part to yourself. Never throw away your task sheets or notebooks after you have used them. If you have become an icon of time management, then you don't need to keep them. But if you feel like you need to improve on your time management, then keep your notes and tasks available to you. Those are your track records. Those will tell you how you have improved. As you look at your success again and again, you will become more successful. Others don't appreciate me. Yeah, why do you want others to appreciate you when you don't appreciate yourself? If you feel like I am really bad at time management, then just pick up one easy task, assign it a time, and then do it. Once you have done it, mark it as successfully completed and then tell yourself the success story. It might sound funny, but do it. Once you start appreciating your own improvement in time management, one part of you will start feeling confident. Over time, when you practice this, you will feel very successful. That will lead you to becoming successful. Think about swimming. The first time you approach the water and you don't know to swim, you have already believed that you can swim. In the future, of course, but you have believed that you can swim. That's why you approach the water in the first place. Appreciating your success and keep appreciating. Allocate a time slot in your calendar to look back at what you have achieved every day and plan to improve yourself. Repetition is an important aspect of learning, practice, and behavior. Anything that you do consistently and regularly for over 21 days will become your habit. You can create a new habit for you. If you are starting on improving your time management, make the things consistent. If you allocate a particular time in the day to list out your success, then do it consistently and continuously for at least 21 days. It will become your habit. Imagine what will happen when it is your habit to look at your work and appreciate yourself. You will become much confident in managing your time, which in turn will feed you positively to improve. As the cycle continues, you'll become an icon of time management. If your time management is to the best of your ability, then you will become the best at anything you do. Digital tools are good, but physical ones are the best. Keep a notebook. Sometimes you will feel like, I need a notebook with this type of columns and rows. I need a notebook with this type of lines and so on. Can you not design a notebook? Design a notebook for yourself and print it, bind it, and keep it. It is custom made for yourself so that it will give you 100% satisfaction when you use it. The second one is a calendar. This can be physical or digital. What happens with the notebook is that when you write physically on it, your brain gets the idea reinforced with writing, reading, and thinking at the same time. The calendar will make sure to allocate a definite time for the tasks. If you have a list of tasks in your notebook and do not allocate time to do things, you will do things random. You will not know which one is supposed to be done now and which one can wait. Your calendar will end up with tasks that you can allocate definite time slots. Then cross out those tasks from your notebook because they have time slots allocated and they will be done. The balance in your notebook are the ones that you need to allocate time. Use reminders. You might have allocated time, you might have written things on your notebook, but you forget sometimes when you are too busy. Keep the reminders. They will remind you and will not miss a single task, meaning you will be on the best side of your time management. Really, no one can recommend you the tools that you need. You have to look out for what you need and figure out what suits you. There are endless online tools to manage your time. You have to look for them. Try a few out. Not everything will fit in the first place, and not everything will suit everyone. Once you start looking at for resources, like how you found this course, you will come across the resource you need. For time management, I would recommend you make up your own mind about the tools you need to use. But you already have two powerful tools in your hand right now. One is the list of things that you wanted to do, and the other is the list of things that you did for the last time in your life. Take a look at these two lists every single day. These will teach and guide you towards better time management. Before ending this course, please pause this course, revisit these two lists, put as much items from these lists onto your calendar, and come back. You always think about yourself. It is not just you who shares your time. There are others who share your time as well. Your time management will influence others. You'll have to be careful not to negatively influence others by your time management. Let's do an exercise. Take out your notebook and write down the names of the people that you think are negatively influencing your time management. Pause this course, write down the names, and come back. Now you have a name list. It will be odd to see a list of people who waste your time, but there is more. Now write down the amount of time each of these people waste in a week. Pause the course, write down the times, and come back. It will be surprising to you if you added all the time that people waste in your life. Now let's do an important calculation. Can you think and write down how much time you wasted in the lives of others just in the past week? Then write down the names of people and write down the amount of time you wasted for them in just the past week. Pause the course, write down and come back. It is not horrible because you wasted time that belongs to other people, but it is horrible because all the time you wasted for others was also wasted for you. Double burn. Now that's the real reason why you should be careful not to waste the time of others. Chaos is a good thing because order arises out of chaos. When you sorry, when your day is a chaos or your time is a chaos, don't take it negative. It is good. Learn to manage chaos. If you can manage chaos, you will become a leader, a hero, and will become a beloved personality. People who can manage time better have a problem when something unplanned happens. If it is not in their plans, they fail. But the reality is that not everything will happen according to plan. Then there are unexpected things that happen. People who cannot handle it will fail. You prepare for something and then something else happens, then you are unprepared. And out of the blue, there are things that are not very common, but they do happen as well. You have to take it. The unpredictable things are when things go wrong. You have everything planned and prepared, but you are still afraid that the results could go either way. Then you are afraid of doing the thing because the result is unpredictable. Even if you manage to take care of everything else, there are still a few things that yield a result that is unforeseen. Well, it is very difficult because you only get to know this only after the result has arrived. You can do nothing about it. But still, these things happen to you and you have to deal with these things. The only way is to face it. How you are going to deal with those is entirely a different chapter. Do you remember what a cat would do if you go behind the cat when the cat is not noticing and then make a sudden sound? It will jump. No matter what, it doesn't know what's happening. It hasn't planned the event, but it jumps because it's a habit. How does the habit form? It's just the way you design yourself. When you exercise time management, it automatically ends up as your habit and you magically will be able to handle unplanned events. Then it becomes your character with which you can handle unexpected events. With practice, your time needed for preparation goes low. If you have been preparing for events and you have practiced them a lot, now with unprepared events, your practice takes the lead. You will be able to handle the unprepared things with your practice. But to get to good practice, you'll need to start with the basic time management rules. There are challenges everywhere. When you start practicing time management, you'll come across uncommon events in the beginning, and those will be your challenges. As you face challenges and overcome them, it will become easy for you to handle the next uncommon thing. When you do all of these things, you will come across unpredictable events that you would have handled them in the past. You might have handled some of those right and some of those wrong, but with experience, unpredictable things become easy to handle. Or, in other words, you start predicting events more accurately than before, so that the unpredictable for others becomes predictable for you. When you have a habit for time management, a character that values time, some practice that saves you time, and you are good with challenges and have sufficient experience, you build capacity. With the magnitude of your capacity, you become capable of handling the aftermath of unforeseen events and consequences. Face it, we investigated time management. What about time efficiency? It depends on your capacity. How long would it take to travel 100-kilometer distance? Well, that depends on your mode of transportation. If you are taking a car, then is it a race car or a crappy old piece of metal? If you are in a race car, are you a good driver? It is the skills, capacity, and tools you have that can have an influence on how much time you use and how efficient you use for each task. So take time to build yourself up, teach yourself a few things, take a few courses, watch a few videos, practice a few good things. You're on the internet and the internet is full of things. You choose the good things and the things that will benefit you. Once you build your capacity up, you'll see that you have more and more time available to do the things you want. In other words, when your capacity and skills increase with your usage of appropriate tools, you will only take a fraction of the time to complete the tasks that you took longer before. So build yourself up. Last but not the least, you are the best teacher that you can ever have. And you are the only person that you can control to a 100% efficiency. Take time to think about you, evaluate and redefine yourself. Keep controlling yourself in the best positive way you can. One day you will realize that your world will let you lead. Now, I want to give you a last exercise. If you haven't planned of spending a consistent time period every day for your personal development, I suggest you spend just 15 minutes each day. Decide what time suits you better. Pick up your calendar and mark the 15 minutes for the next 22 days and then return here. For these 15 minutes, you will search online for information on time management and learn the things you should learn on time management. Every day for the next 21 days, do a new search and find out a new resource and learn time management for 15 minutes. You will come across a lot of things explained in this course, but you will also learn new things. There are several people who talk about time management. I don't want to give names here because I don't want to list them in order. All of them speak valid things. Once you have completed day 21 and you are on day 22, come back to this course. Use the same 15-minute time block to give a feedback to this course. I would like to know how this course impacted your life and what positive changes has it made in your life. That's in 3 weeks' time. Take 3 weeks to put this course in practice and come back after 3 weeks and give some feedback. Tell me what changes this course brought in your life, and most importantly, was the time you spent on this course worth it? I wish you all good and thank you for your valuable time.